Welcome back, Rat Pack. So if you haven't heard, Jacob Stitch Duran, one of the best cutmen in combat sports, got fired from UFC for tweeting, "Brother, I lost everything regarding sponsors from pay to a nice vest. Now I have no fees and a generic vest." So that's the only thing he said about the Reebok deal. Get out of here. Um, and people got upset about it. Um, Pros reacted to it. Again, if you, not again, but if you want to read all the tweets and all the arguments and the full discussion, there's links in the description for all the articles. MMA fighting and uh, bloody elbow is where I get most of my news from. Um, People are upset about it. A lot of blowback. Uh, a lot of hate towards UFC and Reebok, which is understandable. If all he said was, uh, all he said was he lost all his sponsors, he lost all his money, and he lost his nice vest that he used to wear for work. And then he tweeted out, "This is the one that struck the whole blowback, and it's all towards UFC and it's all towards Reebok." Uh, what made me want to talk about it, we'll get to. Uh, so basically, someone said, like, "Really sucks, blah, blah, blah." And he tweets to this dude, "You'll be the first to know that the UFC just let me go because I spoke out about the Reebok deal. Gotta go look for a new job." Which then pros reacted. People like Chris Weidman, Pat Miletich, Anthony Johnson, Stephen Struve. Whole lot of people put a whole bunch of support on Twitter. And actually, um, pardon my language, but "fuck Reebok" became trending on Twitter. Um, so yeah, let's talk about it. That's not fair, but it is fair for the UFC to cut whoever they want. They could hire and fire everybody if they feel like it. Why? It's their company. But that brings up a whole nother situation. Because a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, if you talk shit about your company that you work for, good luck keeping your job." Yes and no. Because UFC, all of the fighters, the cutmen, I think even the referees and the judges are independent contractors. The judges and the refs might come from the commission. I'm not 100%, but yeah, that's independent contracting. So if you have a discussion about your contract and you're unhappy about it, you can hit the bricks, son. But to speak out about something that's a big deal, you're taking money out of people's hands, and all because you want to better your sport because you don't want to have sponsors. Like if you watch the UFC recently, the last one I watched was UFC Fight Night 37, I think, Frank Mir versus Duffy. They basically took all the sponsors off the fighters and threw more on the octagon. So you know how there's big and bright corn nuts on the octagon. Forget Fram and Toyo tires. Basically, you've seen it. You watch UFC. You know how the octagon has logos all over it. Now there's more. So they took them off the fighters and threw them on the octagon and the surroundings. UFC gets all that money. Um, but here's my other thing. So I was thinking about it today. All this negative feedback, all this blowback goes on to Reebok and the UFC. Which then people hear, "Hey, the Reebok deal's not that great. A lot of people are upset about it. Maybe we shouldn't rock Reebok. Maybe we shouldn't support that." If you want to wear it and you think the uniforms are awesome and you want to wear the shirts and the sweaters, and I don't know why you can't buy the shorts, because I kind of wanted to buy a pair of shorts because I need some new exercise shorts. But this is my main thing. So you could buy a UFC Jose Aldo jersey for 80 bucks. This is where I get confused. So that one's 80 bucks, right? There's a couple that are just there and they're 80 bucks. Yeah, 79.98 Kim Velasquez, Weidman, Pettis, Rousey. Um, that's just the jersey, the normal one with the big UFC and the tiny Reebok and the name on the back for $80. But then there's the replica one for 90, 95. Yeah, I think 95 bucks. So what's the difference? One's a replica, the other one's not. I guess so. Or you could buy the UFC walkout hoodie, which is just a hooded sweatshirt, for $110. So my question to you is, will you buy, with all this negative feedback put onto Reebok, Stitch getting fired for it, all the people's negative blowback, people are upset about Reebok, will you pay $110 for a sweatshirt because it says UFC, or it doesn't even say UFC across? It's just white, has UFC in the corner, the sleeves are black, the back is black, and the hood is black. So it's white front, it's got one or two zipper pockets, has a Reebok corner logo here, the triangle with Reebok, and a little UFC in the back. Will you spend $110 on that sweatshirt? Will you spend $80 on a replica jersey or a jersey? Will you spend $95 on a replica jersey that has a fighter's name down the back and the UFC across the front this way and a logo in the corner? Will you purchase that? Will you? I'm not. Will you?